Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Taurus energy. I'm going to get a few of these cards out, get some clarifiers, and try to fill out the story of what might be going on in Taurus energy. And keep in mind, we can all tap into Taurus energy. Taurus energy is earth sign energy. It's an aspect of ourself. When we focus on putting hard work and effort into our 3D world, our work, our relationships, and people in high vibe Taurus energy do that from a foundation of love and self love and respect and compassion and empathy and loyalty and dedication and treating others as they would like to be treated. And people who are in shadowy Taurus energy might put in hard work and effort in the 3D world, but the driving motivator of their decision making is maybe motivated a little bit more by status and image and wanting to have luxury in their life. And part of wanting to have luxury in your life could be I want to be indulged. I want to be the pampered person in a relationship. I don't want to be emotionally vulnerable and open. And some people find that to be the luxury of life. I don't want to put in work and effort. I want the other people I'm in a relationship to put in work and effort. And they justify their kind of being prideful and selfish and greedy because they think, well, they're kind of full of themselves. Might be because they think they have a certain status or image and they are a pillar of community and people should be willing to uh, subject themselves to them, bow down to them. They might think they're the highest authority in the world. Taurus energy is about our underlying philosophy of life, all the rules and regulations in our head. And if you come from a foundation of love, it's pretty simple. But if you come from a foundation of not love, well, then there's a whole lot of rules and regulations. What will people think? I got to do this. I have to do that. I have to get people outside of me to give me their stamp of approval, things like that. Before the reading, I shuffled the Manifestation Alchemies deck, Mega Oracle deck 1 and 2, and the card we got was Hidden Child, Children, and the reason is good news. Now, for some of you, it literally might be that there's a child you didn't know, a physical child in your 3D world that you didn't know about, and that's good news. For other people, a more, I don't know, is the word metaphorical way of viewing it is sometimes people, when they're kind of in their more worldly Taurus energy, a little bit more shadowy energy, we all grow up in the world. It's kind of impressed upon us all of our life that life is about, having a certain status, having a certain image, making a certain amount of money. That's what makes us valuable. Sometimes it gets so embedded within us growing up that we forget about our true divine nature, which is that we were meant to be creative, inspired people, being emotionally vulnerable and open and loving, and we're meant to enjoy life. We can succumb to worldliness and think that's all that's important in the world. Or we can say that, you know what? I can work towards those things, to find a job I really enjoy, to have stability and security in my life. But I'm going to let the driving factor in my life be love, to live the life like life's an adventure to be lived. I want to enjoy life. I want to be with people I love, and I want to be brave and bold and confident to live my life authentically, and I'm not going to conform to the world. I'm going to be transformed by the renewing of my mind. And that's what it made me think of, is that some people in the world might be realizing that somewhere along the way of their life, their inner child nature of hope and faith and belief, and that life is supposed to be fun and relationships are supposed to be joyful and loving, and their life is supposed to be about, enjoying life every day. Hopefully, there's some people right now that are finding that out. Some other people, though, who do want to win at all costs and they don't care who gets hurt, and they are definitely live more from their mind than their heart, and they keep their inner child nature of hope and faith and intuition and emotions buried. Those people right now might move forward in a relationship that they say to everyone is good news, but the reason they might be getting into the relationship is because they're either just not seeing the truth and they're unenlightened. And it's like, wow, this is a great relationship I'm getting into. Look, I'm going to have status and image and money and materialism. And they just keep hiding their inner child nature of love. Some people are so determined not to be emotionally vulnerable because they could get hurt. They always suppress that aspect of themselves. And if they can get in a relationship where they don't have to be emotionally open or vulnerable, and they can stay in their protective cage, to them that can be good news. So the reason for the reading, the reason this storyline that's going to come out, I'm going to tell you about, the reason it's coming out is because someone in their Virgo nature, the ones that are kind of in their underlying philosophy of life, which is Taurus energy, because Taurus is about rules, are relationships, are all the rules and regulations we have in our head. Some people are in shadowy kind of Virgo energy, and they think life is about money and materialism and status and image. They're sure that will make them happy, that they don't need anything else. If they have the things of the world and the Nine of Pentacles, they'll be happy. Well, they're probably going to learn some lessons that you can be surrounded by all sorts of luxury in life and you can still feel empty and lonely. Other people are single and they think, I'm just not going to be emotionally vulnerable and open with people. I'm just going to, in the Nine of Cups, emotionally indulge myself in relationships. I'm sure that will make me happy. Well, people can have a lot of meaningless relationships with people and it doesn't bring you happy, make you happy, but some people are still living in illusion and they haven't learned that lesson yet. The people who are in high vibe Taurus energy are people in their Nine of Pentacles who've become independent of the world. They know their worth and value. They don't need the world to give them their stamp of approval. They don't need to wear those clothes, drive that car, have that certain type of career. They're not willing to sacrifice their own authentic life and their own hopes and dreams in order to appease the world. We're on an individual soul journey to learn about ourselves and learn about the world, and it's not about conforming to the world. High vibe people have seen through one layer anyway, a veil of illusion in this journey, and they're ready to move on to the next. And they are not going to conform to any foundation that they're in. We all belong to many different foundations in our life because the Nine of Pentacles is independent of the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles can be the world. It can be our work group, our friend group, our original family group, our family group, our relationship. You know, we're not meant to have to conform to such a degree within a foundation that we lose our individual identity. That's our human right, is to have our own individual identity. And high vibe people realize that, and they're independent. They know their worth and value. They take responsibility for doing the work to go within, to self-reflect, to know what things in life they want to invest their time, energy, and effort into that make them feel stable, make them feel grounded, make them feel abundant. And it's different for everybody. You know, if you belong to a group of people and they were all math geeks and it's like, oh, let's all get together and do this stuff with numbers or whatever, and that's not your thing, Your thing could be science, it could be astrophysics, it could be bugs, it could be painting, it could be singing. We all have our unique things that make us feel fulfilled, and we're all different. And so people in high vibe Taurus energy have gone within to gain the insight and wisdom, and they are willing to not basically sell their soul to anyone else in the world. They're claiming their own life. Because in the Nine of Cups, they're emotionally independent. Again, we can have a lot of foundations in our life that is Ten of Cups, which are loving, long-term relationships, but it shouldn't be at the expense of our own individual identity. And people in their Nine of Cups Pisces energy are also people who take responsibility for their own emotional well-being and general state of happiness. People who are Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, they're not codependent on foundations outside of them for their sense of worth and value and emotional stability and to make them feel happy. People who are Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups take responsibility for themselves, to know that they're the one ultimately responsible for knowing their own worth and value and their own general state of happiness. Because if you've ever been around people who are codependent on you, like, you're supposed to make me happy. I got in a relationship with you because I want to be happy. I want to feel emotionally fulfilled. And then if their issues bubble up within them that they need to deal with, well, instead of dealing with it because they think, well, no, I rely on other people outside of me to make me feel happy. Well, something's wrong. I have some inner conflict. I have some emotional strife. I have some mental strife. Well, they'll blame the people around them for that, even if the people around them are independent and happy. It's like, they're being loving and kind and respectful and encouraging. It's an inside job we have to do within ourselves. And sometimes when people aren't willing to see that truth, that it starts within, that's where true peace comes from, is being at peace within yourself. Sometimes those people think, oh, no, I should be single. I need to become single of this group, this friendship group, this work group, this relationship. Then I'll be happy. I'll find someone who'll make me happy. Well, good luck. It's kind of looking for someone to indulge you and center their life around you like you're a 5 or 8-year-old. Like you're a little kid who wants to be pampered and loved and nurtured, like you're the center of someone's universe, but you're not 5 and 8 anymore. You're an adult. You're supposed to learn how to nurture yourself, how to soothe yourself, how to believe in yourself, how to forgive yourself and give yourself compassion. And believe in yourself and encourage yourself, like have your own best mother, father, coach voice in your head. Some people haven't learned that lesson. They have not learned to nurture their own inner child. Okay, so we have some people here: Five of Swords, Hangman, Page of Pentacles. Some people have a lot of mental conflict about becoming enlightened to the truth, that they are meant to learn lessons in life, that they're meant to take the lessons that they've learned from their past life experience to add to their foundation, to learn and grow and mature, to take responsibility for adding to their own foundation, to become more stable and secure within themselves, to learn that they're meant to appreciate themselves and know their worth and value, to not be codependent on other people, to say, we approve of what you're wearing today, we approve of what you're doing, we approve of what you're driving, we approve of the job you have. That's pretty stressful, because what if those people say, no, not really. I don't think you should do that. That's really stressful when you're codependent on everyone outside of you judging you. You should be the judge of your own life and yourself. But because some people in their Five of Swords, Aquarius energy, aren't seeing things from a higher perspective, it's all about I need to look like a shining star in the 3D world. I need to have people look up to me. I need to have people admire me. Those people could feel stuck. Maybe in their pride and ego, kind of that self-centeredness or narcissism that, no, people are supposed to offer me things, especially if in their Taurus Hierophant energy, they think, look at me, I'm like a pillar of society. Everybody should look up to me and admire me. Well, then they think that people, in their pride and ego, they think people should offer to them. I guess they're too good to make gestures of love and respect and kindness to other people. Some people, because the Pisces hangman is when the universe makes us feel stuck in life, that we're meant to see things from a new perspective, try to see ourselves and the world around us from a new perspective so that we learn a lesson we were meant to learn. If we keep operating from pride and ego and being mentally defensive to seeing things from any other perspective, seeing things from anyone else's perspective, unwilling to see ourselves and the world around us from a more enlightened perspective, some of those people out in their pride and ego, they always make an offer to people. They offer other people worldly things like, here, look at these worldly things I have. Why? Because they don't know their own worth and value. So they offer to other people, look, I'll give you money. Look, I have image and status. Look how attractive I am. Do you want to be in a relationship with me because of these outward aspects of myself? Well, the most important thing about anyone that makes them different from anyone else is the things that are inside of them. Their thoughts, their feelings, their character, their integrity, their values. But some people have a lot of inner conflict about tapping into their Pisces emotions and their intuition, even exploring their emotions and their intuition to get to know themselves more, So they don't really have those maybe emotional things to give to other people because they live more from their mind than their heart. And when you live more from your mind than your heart, and you don't encourage yourself and love yourself and believe in yourself, those are loving things, and you live more from your mind than your heart, being logical and practical, well, if you're defensive of tapping into your emotions and being emotionally vulnerable and authentically yourself and honest and all that, you're kind of operating from pride and ego. And sometimes people in the Pisces hangman operating from pride and ego can really be stubborn to try to prove a point that they can get the things that they want in the world and be like a shining star, be like successful in the world, being in their pride and ego. It's like, well, okay, you go. Some of those people, because of their pride and ego, they could have been in a relationship with you or someone who was independent and happy within themselves, and they have inner conflict with that. Because in order for them to move forward with people who are independent and happy within themselves, relationships got to be balanced. In order for this someone who's kind of prideful and egotistical, in order for them to move forward with someone who's independent and isn't codependent on other people, well, this person would have to learn some lessons in order for them to become independent. And if they're so prideful and stubborn and egotistical and think, I don't have to learn any lessons. I don't have to become independent of any of my old ways of being. I can be prideful. I can be selfish. I can be greedy. I can be materialistic and image focused. I can be emotionally defensive and expect to be in a relationship where you're supposed to indulge me. It's like, well, okay. The high vibe people, if they had been in a relationship with some people who worked through their own mental conflict to tap into their emotions and intuition to become enlightened and see themselves in the world from a new perspective, and they were emotionally brave and confident to be willing to learn some lessons they were meant to learn about themselves, to overcome their own fears, their own insecurities, their own self-limiting beliefs, to become more independent, yeah, it caused this person a problem. Because in their future, what they want is for people to feel stuck. Because if other people feel stuck, then those people will offer their resources to this person and maybe make them the center of their world and the center of their attention. So people in shadowy energy, instead of choosing to try to move a relationship forward from love and hope and faith and willing to try to see things from other people's perspective and, be willing to learn and grow and mature, these people are like, no, If you're going to become more self-sovereign and independent, well, I'll show you, very prideful and egotistical, that they don't have to take the path you did. They don't have to learn or grow or mature. There's nothing they need to learn or mature about. Okay. So they decide in their pride and ego that instead of learning their lessons, they're going to go make an offer to someone else who's single and go indulge themselves in that relationship. Like, look at me. Five of Swords talks about people who want to win at all costs and they don't care who gets hurt. So some people right now, the people who are in shadowy Taurus energy, stubborn, prideful, egotistical, think life is all just about money and image and status, those people want to look like a shining star. And in their pride and ego and stubbornness, they're going to go make a new beginning offer to someone they know in their life who is single, who's stable and abundant, and they're going to go emotionally indulge themselves in that relationship. Until that person does all this work to become more enlightened and see things from new perspectives. And if this person wants them to grow or learn or mature, the same cycle just happen over and over. It's like, no. I'll show you. I don't have anything to learn. I'm like the brightest bulb in the box. And somehow they've decided in their lifetime, they've learned everything they need to learn. Look at them. They have a certain status, a certain image. They don't have to learn anything. Well, okay. They'll just stay in this pattern of behavior all their life. For the people who are in high vibe energy, those people in their Aquarius energy of the Five of Swords have taken time to step back and see things from a new higher perspective, that there's a higher purpose to life other than money and image and status and looks and whatever. Life's about living, about being independent from the world and truly enjoying your life, not making your life about appealing and appeasing other people, kind of the world in general. Oh, should I wear that today? Oh, that car's out of style. Okay, I'll get rid of that car and I'll start driving that car. Those people have become enlightened and they have learned a lesson and they've become independent of those things and they're happy. Just make sure that anybody who might be making you an offer right now isn't someone who's in their pride and ego trying to prove their point to someone else in their past who became independent and happy away from this person, and they want to prove a point by getting in a relationship with you. So make sure it's not you that they're coming towards. For some of you, you've had people like this leave your life, and you need to listen to your intuition if someone else is coming towards you. Are they high vibe? Have they learned lessons? Are they enlightened? Are they independent? Or are they stubborn, prideful, egotistical, and just trying to get in a relationship with me because they're mad at someone else that they're trying to prove a point to? Now, hopefully there's always people who have repeated a poor pattern of behavior. We've all gotten caught up in being mentally confused and kind of prideful, or, which is kind of being in our fear and our insecurity. Hopefully some people who have been in this type of pattern have seen other people in their life who are independent and happy, maybe single and happy. And these people are starting to become enlightened. Like, how do they do that? I'm really codependent on the world and for other people's stamp of approval. How are those people being so independent and they don't seem to care? Well, if they took some time to try to see things from a higher perspective, that there's a higher purpose to life than appeasing everybody in the world. It's about living your own life. People who've tapped into their emotions and their intuition and their imagination of what the future could be, if they were willing to invest some time, energy, and effort to become more independent, learn how to nurture themselves so they can feel happy just within themselves, know how to appreciate their day and enjoy the things that they enjoy doing in their day so they're not so codependent on other people. Hopefully some people right now are learning their lessons to become more independent. So let's go look at the clarifiers. Yeah. You high vibe people, let's see. Oh, these all came in reverse. Well, for one, there's two actually there. Well, we'll just flip them in the upright. And I'll tell you what they mean in the reverse. You could be looking back at someone in your past. Someone right now who might be single, and they could be happy being single, or indulging themselves in someone single. You're no longer, you're protecting your future. In the Five of Swords, you're protecting your future. You want people in your future who have become enlightened. People who have learned their lessons. So, if there was someone in your past you were looking at, because that person had a win-at-all-costs attitude with you and they didn't care if they hurt you, that person, you're not offering love to them anymore. You know, you could have been for a long time, kind of either energetically or verbally where, you kind of had the door open emotionally to work together with them. And you're not doing that anymore. And you're not going to offer them a new stable beginning because you don't want immature players in your life. For some of you, it could have been a Sagittarius. And these people didn't want to speak their emotional truth. In Aquarius energy, they don't see things from a higher perspective. They are people who don't listen to their intuition. It's our intuition that the divine gave us. We didn't go to a store and buy that. You know how you have your sixth sense when you feel like someone's looking at you from across the room or somebody's smiling in your face like they're so nice and kind, but you can sense as ooh, I think you're wicked, Some people, we have our intuition for a purpose, and our intuition wants us to see things from a higher perspective, to believe that there's more to life than money and materialism and status and image. And some people just don't listen to their intuition. So, and the high priestess too, that can be the keeper of secrets. And it's revealed to you. You've listened to your intuition about this person. You know that this person is immature and reckless, that they don't learn lessons, that they don't operate from a foundation of love. They don't put in hard work and effort to free themselves from the things of the world that oppress them and probably cause them a lot of stress and anxiety. You know this person. Queen of Swords reverse can be male or female. The queens in tarot can represent someone's emotional state. For some of you, it particularly could have been a Capricorn, a Sagittarius, or an Aquarius. Some of you aren't offering love to a Capricorn anymore because they weren't willing to learn or grow or start fresh. They were unwilling to take creative, inspired action and speak their emotional truth because, well, I'm going to look at the cheat sheet for High Priestess reversed. Shallow, uninvolved, ignorant, repressed. You know, just people who don't listen to their intuition. For some of you, you're not offering your love to work together with someone who you made an offer to, but they're just reckless and immature. They're like a perpetual 20-year-old that, wants to fly by the seat of their pants. If they get fired up about this or that, or mad or sad or angry, Queen of Swords reverse. Let's look at the cheat sheet on that one. I know that one's pretty nasty. Cruel, regretful, frustrated, cunning, vengeful. You could know someone who, in the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy reverse, when they take action in their life, because the Wands is our fiery nature, they take reckless action based on negative emotions. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm jealous, I'm envious, I'm greedy, I'm selfish, I'm emotionally self-defensive. They reject taking action from life's an adventure to be lived. I'm willing to educate myself in order to wrap my brain around this emotionally confusing game of life so that I can keep moving forward in my life. In the Queen of Swords, there are people who aren't willing to turn their back on the past to face the future in truth. They reject doing that. They reject speaking their emotional truth. They also, their thoughts, their ideas, their logic, and their reasoning is all based on negatively inspired emotions. It's not love. When we align with our more loving nature, we all have this dualistic side within us. We can align with energies that are conducive to us being happy in our day, to us having hope and faith, to us, moving forward in our life and believing in ourselves. Or we can choose to be like in the pity me and life's awful, life sucks, and thinking all these negative thoughts that are like not life-giving energy. It's like trying to grow your life in a pot of dead soil, And if this person I would just say you're looking back at this person. You're not going to offer them a new emotional beginning. You're not going to work together with them. You're not going to offer them any more of your time, energy, effort, or resources, or to have a new beginning with them. You're not going to take any kind of impulsive, reckless action towards them. And you're done even feeling betrayed by them. If this person had done something really hurtful to you, wanting to win at all costs, not caring who they hurt, you're just over it. You've listened to your intuition enough about it. The secret's out. Clearly who this person is. And so you are moving forward in your life, tapping into your dreams, your imagination, to see yourself and the world around you from a new perspective. And in the Queen of Pentacles, which I also see as Taurus energy, you are emotionally nurturing yourself. You're investing emotionally your time, energy, and effort into being your own best mother, father, coach, voice in your own head, to have good boundaries against people like this in your life and against this past person in your life. Because again, you're protecting your future, and in your future, you want people in high vibe Gemini energy. Gemini energy is about love and manifesting, and you want people who are aligned with hope and faith and character and integrity and honesty and justice and fairness. People who are willing to fight for the truth. People who are willing to speak the truth and see the truth. You know, you could have been dealing with someone in their Seven of Pentacles energy, which is Taurus energy again. But Taurus energy, about our underlying philosophy of life, theirs could be, because it's a more shadowy energy, could be that, well, we just work with what the world gives us. And the world gives us work with money, work with status, work with image. That's the most valuable thing to focus on. And you've been trying to probably tell this person, you know, I'm going to defend myself against you because you limit your emotional investment in life to the world, to money, to image, to status. You know, you just turn your back on having good boundaries. You know, you could look at the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords as the two different sides of the scale. Emotionally investing in the world on this side, or aligning with higher truth, that there's more to our worldly existence than that. We didn't come here just to be a worker bee. You know, we're emotionally complex human beings capable of great love and compassion and empathy. We're meant to help and encourage and support other people in the world too, and our loved ones and our friends and family, so everybody can try to grow to their full potential. And this person's like, oh no, I just work with what the world gives me. I turn my back on having to have good boundaries to the world and speaking my truth. They're defensive to speaking their truth. They love the world. They want to invest in the world. They want to conform to the world. So you're speaking your truth and being careful about what you invest in next, because you don't want to invest in someone like that again. So you are having a new beginning. You have learned your lesson. The Four of Pentacles can be, it's Capricorn energy, where you are putting in hard work and effort, maybe not working together with anyone and not moving forward. You've just been doing all this work to nurture yourself, plan for your future, become enlightened, learning to have good boundaries. And now you're ready to move forward, because when we add the Page of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is detaching from a former foundation in your life, moving forward in your life. And the reason is because of the Aries Fool. You're willing to trust the universe and take a leap of faith. You are independent and you are happy within yourself. Now, for the people that want to win at all costs, people who want to win at all costs don't want to learn and grow and mature. They kind of like to keep repeating patterns of the past and doing things the way that they've always done it. They could have a lot of mental conflict because maybe in their pride and ego, they thought people were going to make them offers. They might have thought there was going to be one person who was going to offer them love and want to work together with them. They might have thought there'd be someone else who'd basically offer them worldly things in order to have intimate relationships with them. But nobody seems to feel betrayed by this person maybe anymore, because the Queen of Swords, male or female, can talk about somebody emotionally having felt betrayed by this person, and maybe everybody got over it. And this person could have a lot of mental conflict, because this person before was probably thought they were the keeper of secrets. Nobody knows that I'm stubborn and prideful and egotistical and selfish and greedy. And yeah, everybody figured it out. So now it could be causing this person a lot of mental conflict. What? All the people I tried to make feel stuck. See, this person's plan, the reason they take these negative actions in their life, you either love people and work together with them openly and honestly, or you're trying to emotionally manipulate them. This person thought by taking whatever actions that they took, maybe by, look at me, haha, I became single, see, I'm happy over here. Who's going to come make me an offer? Look at me. Look, I'm really stable in the world. I got money, or I got looks, whatever, these things of the world that I have. Who wants to come indulge himself with me? And they were hoping, because they'd kind of been, where'd I put that card? Oh, they were hoping that other people, because they had acted in a manipulative way, like they didn't care who got hurt, they were hoping it would cause other people mental conflict, and other people in their life would be stuck in their pride and ego, and that someone would be stuck in their pride and ego, someone who maybe before had been working on their worth and value and having good boundaries, but if they were in their pride and ego, they'd maybe start to doubt themselves and say, I don't know, should I keep investing in this? Because we can all be fearful and insecure of what our future can be, that sometimes we think, you know what, I'm just going to go back to that past person, even though they were whatever, not nice, not loving, not kind. But I'm going to go back to them because I'm fearful of my future. This person really maybe thought for sure that some people in their past, either people in their past who are loving and nurturing, see, people who operate from their shadow side, who think it's just and fair for them to try to tip the scales in their favor by not treating their partner with respect and honesty and being emotionally vulnerable. They get in relationships and they create an illusion that they're loving and kind and committed and all those things. But then when they get in the relationship, they have all this mental conflict about, I don't know, maybe just a competitive energy, and they don't want to really invest because they're prideful and egotistical, and they can get hurt if they emotionally invested. So again, they kind of turn their back on the people they're in a relationship with. The people they're in a relationship with start to feel defensive. The people they're in a relationship with, kind of get defensive, and it's like, hey, what's going on? I thought we were going to nurture and invest in this relationship. I thought we were going to learn and grow and mature, but you seem to be holding back in your Four of Pentacles. You seem to be kind of selfish and greedy and unwilling to open up and unwilling to work cooperatively together and unwilling to move forward, unwilling to learn any universes, unwilling to take any risks. And this person says, that's right. I operate from my pride and ego. And if I can keep you kind of feeling defensive about the fact that, are you going to keep investing in this, or are you going to move forward? And I might have you in your pride and ego, and you might be a little fearful of moving forward. Well, then maybe you'll just keep putting in effort to be in a relationship with me. And for a while, it might have worked. Some people were in their Four of Pentacles holding on to them because they believed in the dream. This person gets in a relationship with people and they create the illusion, oh yeah, I'm ready to work on this relationship and have this dream come into reality. But then they hold back. They don't really work together. You're putting in work and effort. You're trying to get the relationship to move forward. And then this person in their Aries energy takes some foolish risks. They don't offer love. They don't work together cooperatively. They're unwilling to learn or grow or mature. They're unwilling to be brave and bold and look at life as an adventure to live, and they're unwilling to speak their emotional truth, and they reject listening to their intuition, and their intuition will be telling them, you should be honest, you should treat others as you want to be treated, you should be just and fair and loyal and committed and dedicated. And this person's like, no. In my Five of Swords Aquarius energy, I kind of like to be the center focus of attention, and I like everyone to orient around me. Even if they're in a work group or a family dynamic, where the family dynamic or the work group should be in the center, and everybody should orient around that, and people should have put aside their pride and ego and selfishness and greed in order to support the family group or the work group. This person's like, No, I don't really want to invest my emotions in it or invest my time, energy, and effort. And I don't really want to educate myself or kind of speak my emotional truth. I don't like to, I ignore my intuition that tells me I should do that because I'm so consumed with myself and have so much mental conflict about maybe what to do that this person just ends up feeling stuck. And now it could be that everybody held back from them and everybody had a new beginning. Or they learned their lesson and they're independent of this person. And now this person feels stuck. They want to repeat patterns of the past. They want to talk to someone, either nurturing, loving people from their past, or probably most likely they want to be in a relationship with someone who has money and materialism, because that's the type of person they want to invest in, because they're hoping if they invest in someone else who's maybe worldly focused, money, image, status, that, they'll have like the same philosophy of life. But because this person is prideful and egotistical, they're defensive of communicating. They're part of them maybe would, there is a part, because that seed is within us, it's like our soul telling us, you need to learn your lessons. There's some lessons here you are meant to learn. You're supposed to grow up. You're supposed to mature. You're not supposed to be so selfish and prideful. You're not supposed to get in relationships and create illusion. That's not kind. That's misleading. That's deceptive. But this person holds back from that. Their soul or the universe, that seed within them, is telling them, you should be bold and brave and confident. You should trust the universe. You should trust in yourself. Quit living this life of oppression and repression because of fear and insecurity, or, what would people say? People could disapprove of me. I could make a mistake. People would judge me, but this person holds back from all of it. So instead of learning the lesson, this person, again, they're kind of codependent on people outside of them to make them look like they have value and to look at me, look at the happy life I have. It's not because they've learned any lessons and they've invested in themselves to be stable and abundant within themselves. Right now, they're either deciding, I'm going to keep focused on money and materialism, and I think if I'm single and surrounded by luxury in life, I'll be happy. For others of them, they're thinking of making an offer to someone else who also holds back from taking a leap of faith, who also might cling to old ways of being, someone else who holds back from being independent from the world and emotionally self-sovereign. And maybe they could take a risk to go get in a relationship with that kind of person. For some of them, maybe a Capricorn. And if that person is single and has money, perfect. I'll go get in a relationship with you. I'm sure that will make me happy. Now, for the people that are frustrated, if they have learned their lesson and they're not going to keep suppressing their inner youthful believing nature. We have, ever since we've been small children, we've wanted to be in relationships that are loving and supportive and encouraging and nurturing. We want to have loving, open relationships. That's an aspect of ourselves that we were kind of born with, wanting. Some people just keep suppressing that, and they're going to say, look at the good news. I got into a new relationship with someone and I'm happy. Look at me. Kind of in their pride and ego. For the people who've learned their lesson, that have seen that, gee, people keep leaving me. The people who learned their lessons moved away from me. The people, if they got in relationships with some shadowy people who are just like them, those people could have been offered a new shiny pentacle by someone else that offered them more money or image or status, and they're a fool too, and they went and took a leap of faith. They took a risk to hold back from this person to go towards another shiny offer. Oh, sorry, they have more image, they have more money, they're better looking, whatever. And I'm all about pride and ego. So I'm going to go get in a different relationship. For the people who have found out that no matter what type of people they try to get in a relationship with, it doesn't end well. Some of them aren't going to learn their lessons, and they're going to try to find someone else to prey on, make sure it's not you. See, some of you, they might be thinking of investing in you because they see maybe that you're not working with anyone right now, and they might come make you an offer, whoever it is, someone you dealt with before or someone you haven't dealt with, because they see that you're like stable and abundant and you seem happy, or they think, well, you probably are happy, but they also think they could emotionally indulge themselves in you. The Nine of Cups is kind of like drinking alcohol or something, like, oh, I can go indulge myself with them. So it's kind of like indulging themselves to escape pride and ego, get in a relationship with you because you are stable and abundant and loving and nurturing. You just, if you knew this person in your past, you might say, oh yeah, no, I'm holding back from you because you're a fool. No, I'm holding back from you because I've trusted the universe and I've become independent of you, and I'm not codependent on you for pride or ego or status or image or money or materialism. I know my worth and value, and I'm happy. And I already know that you're immature and you're a fool, and that you're selfish and greedy, and you don't work well together with others, and you're codependent. And if it's someone you don't know, you just have to hold back from taking a foolish leap until you find out. You can go and invest some time, energy, and effort into them to find out, are they independent? Are they emotionally self-sovereign? Or are they just coming to indulge themselves in a relationship with you? Now, for the people who learn their lessons, if there's people who learn their lessons, they would, since nobody's making them an offer, the universe has them stuck. And if they don't choose to kind of keep repeating the same patterns to be a fool, they will start to emotionally invest in themselves. They've seen people who are shining lights in the world, who have shown what it means to be stable and abundant and happy with yourself. And if this person kind of does the work and invests time, energy, and effort to tap into their emotions and their imagination of who they could be, if they were willing to learn and grow and see life and themselves and the world around them from a new perspective, they would invest in having good boundaries against their more worldly, selfish, greedy, self-protective nature, and they'd be willing to stand in their truth and fight for their truth, which says, I want to move forward. I don't want to keep repeating these same old patterns because they only make me feel stuck and make me feel defensive, and I'm tired of it. I'm willing to learn a lesson that I previously held back from learning. There was an old way of being. We all cling to old ways of being because it makes us feel safe. So even if we're sitting in negative thoughts, even if we sit in negative emotions, so long as we sit in those, it keeps us from having to step forward in our life and be emotionally brave and confident. Perfect. But we do that until it ends up, we repeat the pattern so many times and we feel so stuck, kind of being in the same friendship dynamics or relationship dynamics or job dynamics or unhappy mental state, that we say, I just can't do it anymore. We let go of our pride and ego and our stubbornness, and we say, I'm willing to learn something. I'm willing to invest some time, energy, and effort to move forward from where I've been, and I'm willing to trust the universe and become independent of my old stubborn way of being, because I want to be happy And the way that people were doing things was no longer bringing them the emotional wish fulfillment. You know, when we stay in our pride and ego, or self-defensiveness, or self-limiting beliefs, or our sad emotions, or our sad thoughts, or our belittling thoughts, and whatever, you know, it initially kind of makes us happier doing that than being brave and confident enough to move forward. But eventually it becomes so uncomfortable, it's become emotionally unfulfilling, and we're willing to grow and learn and change. So hopefully there's some people that tapped in to their positive high vibe Page of Pentacle aspect of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, willing to put in the hard work and effort to believe in themselves, to believe in their dreams, to step outside their comfort zone, to learn a lesson they were meant to learn about themselves and the world around them, and willing to move forward in their life. And other people are suppressing that aspect and they're aligning with their more worldly, shadowy Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo nature, which is, I don't go within and self-reflect. I don't want to gain any insight and wisdom about the past, or meditate on the truth, or look at myself in the mirror. I want to focus on money and materialism, being surrounded by luxury in life, and having people look up to me. And if they have someone in their life, possibly a Capricorn, who wants to go get in a relationship with them, or someone who is fearful and afraid of trusting the universe and following their own dreams, they might go make that person an offer, and they'll just go indulge themselves in that relationship. So I did a random flip of the quote calendar, and you got, we cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the scales, October 17th. So, you know, we come across these people in our life that can be prideful, egotistical, defensive, unloving, have a lot of mental conflict, want to win at all costs. And the thing is just to see the truth for what it is. People who are loving and kind and supportive are loving, kind, and supportive. And people, if they're not doing that, they're trying to emotionally manipulate people to tip the scales in their favor so they can be indulged to get things to the way they want them to go, which is them aligned with the devil on their own shoulder and wanting you to live over there with them. And I think you high vibe people have seen the truth of it, and you're speaking the truth of it. You're holding back from this person, and you're starting fresh and new. You are independent. So there you go. I wish you all peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.